All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're diving into this explainer to see if the Tata Neu Infinity HDFC Bank credit card actually deserves a spot in your wallet. Look, if you're someone who is fiercely loyal to Tata brands, this is a financial product that is pointing directly at you. So we're going to evaluate exactly how it works, what it's going to cost you, and most importantly, whether the math actually works in your favor.
Here is our roadmap for this explainer. We'll start with meeting the card and checking eligibility, outline the fees and welcome benefits, decode the rewards accrual system, review lounge access and extra perks, guide you through rewards redemption, and finish up with a final pros and cons list.
Okay, Section 1. Meet the Tata Neu Infinity.
Usually we look at eligibility criteria a little bit later on, but we really need to establish the financial thresholds right up front here. There are some pretty strict income and age requirements depending on how you make your living. So if you're a salaried employee, you need a steady minimum income of 1 lakh rupees per month, and you've got to be between 21 and 60 years old. On the flip side, if you're self-employed, that requirement jumps to a minimum of 12 lakhs per annum, though your age window generously extends up a bit to 65. The bank sets these limits for a reason, right? They want to ensure users have the spending power to actually utilize the premium benefits we're about to cover.
Moving right along to Section 2, Fees and Welcome Benefits. So, what's the damage? The baseline joining and annual renewal fee for this premium tier card is 1,499 rupees, plus your standard 18% GST. Honestly, that's a very standard entry price for a premium co-branded card in today's market. But don't let that upfront number scare you off just yet. Because here's the silver lining. You get a welcome gift of exactly $14.99 bonus new coins after making your very first transaction within 30 days of the card's issuance. As long as you hit that super simple 30-day timeline, boom, you've effectively wiped out that initial joining cost right out of the gate.
But you do have to keep the spend-based waiver in mind for the following years. You have to spend 3 lakh rupees annually to waive next year's renewal fee. And let's be real, that's a fairly high target for the average spender. Also, just a quick warning here. Carrying a balance triggers a massive 45% annual interest charge, which is about 3.75% per month. And just to be absolutely clear on the jargon, carrying a balance simply means not paying off your full credit card bill by the due date. The bank will slap a heavy fee on whatever you owe, so please, always pay in full.
All right, Section 3, Decoding the Rewards Accrual. Let's see how you actually earn those new coins.
The earning power here is literally massive. We're talking a 10% return on Tata Neu ecosystem purchases and 5% at partner brands like Crore, Big Basket, and Westside. Actually, scratch that. Let me clarify the 10%. You're getting a base rate from the card itself, plus an additional 5% when you activate the new pass on their mobile app. That's how you hit the 10. You also earn a really impressive 1.5% on UPI spends. That is a fantastic modern perk, though just be aware it's capped at a maximum of 500 points a month.
Now for the buzzkill. Pay close attention to these zero reward categories. Essential daily expenses like fuel purchases, rent payments, cash withdrawals, EMI transactions, and wallet reloads will accrue exactly 0 new coins. 0. Nothing. This is a highly targeted rewards card. It's not a universal everyday card. You really have to be strategic about which piece of plastic you pull out of your wallet for your daily living expenses.
Let's move over to Section 4, Lounge Access and Extra Perks.
So the lounge access rules are split right down the middle. For domestic entry, you get 8 visits a year, capped at 2 per quarter. But, and this is a big but, it requires hitting a strict 50,000 rupee quarterly spend gate just to unlock those visits. Meanwhile, your international visits are capped at 4 annually, or 1 per quarter for both primary and add-on cardholders. If you have the Visa variant, you'll use Priority Pass for international access, and the Rupee variant lets you use the card directly. Be super careful though. If you exceed your international quota, you're going to get hit with a usage fee of $27 plus GST for every single extra visit. Now, if you travel abroad frequently, this card features a very competitive 2% foreign currency markup. If you're not familiar, this is simply a small fee the bank charges you on the total transaction amount whenever you buy something in a non-Indian currency. A 2% fee is fantastic, especially when you compare it to the standard 3.5% we see on most entry-level cards. It really keeps your international shopping much more affordable.
To round out the premium perks, you're getting some heavy-hitting travel insurance coverage. We're talking a massive 1 crore rupee accidental air death cover, 15 lakhs for emergency overseas hospitalization, and 9 lakhs for lost card liability. Plus, you get a standard 1% fuel surcharge waiver for transactions between 400 and 5,000 rupees. That waiver is capped at 500 rupees per statement cycle, but hey, It definitely helps take the sting out of filling up the tank, right?
Accumulating all these rewards is the fun part. But let's jump to Section 5, the Rewards Redemption Guide, to see how you actually cash them out.
Look, to make the math incredibly simple, every single new coin you earn holds an exact monetary value of 1 Indian rupee. I love this. This one-to-one conversion is fantastic because it removes all those complicated mental gymnastics you usually have to do with credit card points. If you have 5,000 points, you have exactly 5,000 rupees to spend, period. Now, you do have excellent Tata brand partners for redemption, places like Big Basket, Crore, Air India Express, Westside, and Tata 1MG. But here's the catch. You absolutely must use your coins within 1 year. That expiration date creeps up on you fast, and it basically creates this psychological pressure to keep spending within the Tata ecosystem. Oh, and if you offer a statement cashback redemption instead of actually buying products at those partner brands, the bank is going to charge you a 50 rupee plus GST fee just to process it.
Let's wrap this whole thing up with Section 6, Final Pros and Cons. Time for an objective reality check.
Look, on one hand, those massive rewards of up to 10%, the super low 2% Forex markup, and the excellent domestic and international lounge access are undeniable perks. They genuinely rival much more expensive cards on the market. But on the other hand, you really have to contend with that fast 1-year point expiry, a pretty steep 3 lakh annual spending target just to avoid the renewal fee, and the complete lack of points on major everyday expenses like your fuel or your rent.
So, what does this all mean? The ultimate takeaway question is this: are you a dedicated enough Tata shopper to truly unlock the infinity value? Honestly, if you're consistently buying your weekly groceries on Big Basket, grabbing your electronics at Crore, and ordering your essentials from 1MG, the answer might be a resounding yes. It's a goldmine. But if not, those strict expirations and high waiver targets might just be a bit too steep. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this breakdown empowers you to make the absolute best choice for your wallet.